Off the coast of Brazil, there is a beautiful island with tropical weather, rainforests, and great coastline. By the looks of it, this sounds like a great place to vacation, right? You're in for a surprise when you learn no one is allowed to go there. It's no off-limits to keep it beautiful, but rather because the island, known as Ilha da Queimada Grande, is infested with thousands upon thousands of snakes. And not just any snakes, the worst kind of snakes. The ones that if they bite you, chances are you'll be calling it quits. Snake Island has so many interesting and scary facts behind it that it's hard to tell what is real and what is a myth. But the truth is, real or fake stories, we would prefer not to know about them, as Snake Island is definitely being crossed off the must-travel list. We have surely read about this island, but today we are giving you the exact glimpse of how scary it looks. So wait no more, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon for more uploads like this, and here we dive in. From Iguazu Falls to Lençóis Maranhenses National Park, there are some breathtakingly beautiful places in Brazil. Ilha da Queimada Grande, located about 90 miles off the São Paulo coast, seems like another one of those beautiful places at first glance. Almost every Brazilian knows about the island, but most would never dream of going there. They wouldn't recommend others traveling there either. However, it wasn't always like this. At one time, there were plans to convert the entire island into a banana plantation, and this is how it got its official name, which translates to Slash and Burn Island. Surprisingly to anyone who knows the history of the island, the project was abandoned and has been untouched by humans ever since, except for a few Navy sailors, researchers, and scientists. The locals have various tales about the island that don't seem reassuring at all. Local legend has it that a pirate placed venomous snakes on the island to protect their buried treasure, and in the centuries since, the deadly snakes have completely taken over the island. There's also a story of a lost fisherman who landed on Snake Island. Starving, he went ashore in search of bananas, only to be bitten numerous times by snakes. He somehow made it back to his boat, but it was too late. He was found days later, adrift at sea, lying at the bottom of his boat in a pool of his own blood. Now, the island was inhabited at one point. On the island, there is a lighthouse, and someone had to man the lighthouse, so according to the Smithsonian in the early 1900s, there would be a lighthouse keeper on the island to keep it running. As legend would have it, the last one and his family didn't make it off, as it's thought that snakes got into his home through open windows. It's scary to think someone would live on the island, and even worse, be afraid of what is outside all the time. Let us now take a look at the most important part of this video, the reptiles who call this place home. Snake Island is infested with between 2,000 and 4,000 golden lancehead vipers, one of the deadliest snakes in the entire world. These vipers' venom can kill a person in under an hour, and numerous local legends tell of the horrible fates that awaited those who wandered onto the shores of Snake Island. Although some claim the snakes were put on the island by pirates, hoping to protect their gold, that doesn't seem feasible for the pirates, because how would they retrieve the gold when they returned to the island? In reality, the island's dense population of snakes evolved over thousands of years without human intervention. Around 11,000 years ago, sea levels rose enough to isolate Ilha da Queimada Grande from mainland Brazil, causing the species of snakes that lived on the island, thought to most likely be jararaca snakes, to evolve on a different path than their mainland brethren. The snakes that ended up stranded on the island had no ground-level predators, allowing them to reproduce rapidly. Their only challenge? They also had no ground-level prey. To find food, the snakes slithered upward, preying on migratory birds that visit the island seasonally during long flights. Often, snakes stalk their prey, bite, and wait for the venom to do its work before tracking the prey down again. But the golden lancehead vipers can't track the birds they bite, so instead, they evolved incredibly potent and efficient venom 3 to 5 times stronger than any mainland snakes, capable of killing most prey and with the ability to melt human flesh almost instantly. You would never want to be on that island, considering the potential for a painful and horrible death. It is because of these dangers the Brazilian government strictly controls visits to the island. Even without a government ban, though, the island probably wouldn't be a top tourist destination. The snakes on the island exist in such a high concentration that some estimates claim that there's one snake for every square meter in some spots. A bite from a golden lancehead carries a 7% chance of death, and even with treatment, victims still have a 3% chance of dying. The snake's venom can cause kidney failure, necrosis of muscular tissue, brain hemorrhaging, and intestinal bleeding. The Brazilian government requires that a doctor be present on any legally sanctioned visits in the event of an unfortunate run-in with the island's native population. The Brazilian Navy does make an annual stop on the island for maintenance of the lighthouse, which since the 1920s has been automated. The island is also an important laboratory for biologists and researchers who are granted special permission to visit the island in order to study the golden lanceheads. Lancehead snakes are not only found on Snake Island. The Brazilian mainland too has plenty of lancehead snakes, and you probably know by now how deadly they can be. 90% of snake bites in Brazil come from lancehead snakes, a close cousin of the golden lancehead. Both are members of the Bothrop genus. Biologists hope that by better understanding the golden lancehead and its evolution, they can better understand the Bothrop genus as a whole, and more effectively treat the numerous snake-related accidents that occur throughout Brazil. Some scientists also think that snake venom could be a useful tool in pharmaceuticals. In an interview with Vice, Marcelo Duarte, a scientist with the Brazilian Butantan Institute, which studies venomous reptiles for pharmaceutical purposes, described the medical potential of the golden lancehead. "We are just scratching this universe of possibilities of venoms," he said, explaining that the golden lancehead's venom has already shown promise in helping with heart disease, circulation, and blood clots in the last 15 years by some estimates. The snake is currently listed as critically endangered on the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List. While that might make Snake Island slightly less terrifying for humans, it's not a great deal for the snakes. It's also not good news for the scientists and researchers who are working so hard and in hostile conditions to bring new cures for chronic diseases. While Snake Island might seem beautiful but terrifying after you've learned what makes it so, you can still visit other beautiful islands in the vicinity that are free of any snakes that can get you killed in minutes. Ilha Bela, which translates to Beautiful Island, is a popular island off the coast of São Paulo where you can enjoy clear water and breathtaking beaches. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Do let us know what you think of Snake Island in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching.